Friday edition, the 15th day of July, 2011. And today is going to be something, well, we've never really done before. We're not just going to air a best of that was, 2 or 3 previous interviews that I think are particularly informative. No, we have gone into the archives of mega rants that I've done on very, very serious subjects. Also special reports we've done on GMO food and the police state and media brainwashing. This is some of the most dynamic and informative material that we've covered in the last 3 years. Most of these clips are more timely and are from just the last few months, the last year, but some of them go back 2 or 3 years, and we cover the entire waterfront. Also, there's some clips of other media appearances I've made, namely on Talk Sport over in the United Kingdom, where I got particularly angry while I was talking to the host and some of the callers on Ian Collins' show. So that's coming up as well. I want to thank Mike Adams and the crew for doing a great job yesterday. I am in California now. Of course, I recorded this on Wednesday before I left Thursday to go to California. And it's not really a secret mission. And no, I'm not going to cover Bohemian Grove, though we might go up there. Who knows, since that's kicking off today as this first airs on July 15th. No, I was invited to a media personality who's a good friend of mine's 60th birthday party. And I'm going to have a good chance to make some important context and probably do some interviews with folks that could certainly wake some people up. So I am going to that event this evening, Friday night. And so that's why I am in California. I normally, unfortunately, refuse such invitations, but I am out of town for that. But again, coming up here in just a few minutes, we have this special transmission that Rob Jacobson and others have spent the last few days putting together, and it's going to be extremely informative and dynamic, so please spread the word that this is a special broadcast. I'm looking at a London Guardian article in front of me, The Age of Austerity to Come for Decades, and that's what the government and others are warning about. Yes, the post-industrial world where they've decided to destroy the uppity middle class. And they're telling you they're going to raise your taxes, cut your benefits, and all the money is going to go to your bankster owners. Meanwhile, a few days ago, Ben Bernanke was questioned in the banking committee by Congressman Ron Paul about the fact that they're devaluing the dollar with their now QE3 they're announcing. And is he proud of the dollar losing half of its value recently? And Bernanke has some arrogant answers to that. So here is that clip.
You know, the price of gold today is $1,580. The dollar during these last 3 years was devalued almost 50%. When you wake up in the morning, do you care about the price of gold?
Well, I pay attention to the price of gold, but I think it reflects a lot of things. It reflects global uncertainties. I think the reason people hold gold is as a protection against what we call tail risk, really, really bad outcomes. And to the extent that the last few years have made people more worried about potential of a major crisis than they have gold as a protection.
Do you think gold is money?
No.
Even if it has been money for 6,000 years, somebody reversed that and eliminated that economic law.
Well, it's an asset. I mean, it's the same. Would you say treasury bills are money? I don't think they're money
enough.
either, but they're
That's right. Only their debt instruments are money. And when a dollar's created, the private banks that he fronts for make money. And that's why they've created a debt black hole that's impossible to get out of until we wake up to this fraud. The globalists haven't screwed things up. They're not inept. This has all been done by design. They're premeditated criminals. The big 6 mega banks on record launder hundreds of billions of dollars of drug money every year. They're above the law. They're exempt from the taxes. They're the ones that want to raise our taxes and socially engineer things. They are the control freak enemies of free humanity and society. All right, coming up, a detailed transmission across the board on so many issues. Special news reports mixed with rants and confrontational interviews. This is going to be one hell of a broadcast. I want to thank you all for joining us. We'll be right back. Well, here we we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday, the 15th day of July, 2011. And we have 3 hours spanning out before us. And you have joined us today on a maiden voyage. Yes, I've been on the radio for 16 years, but I have never done a clip show. We have a big favorite with millions of views online. That's the Justin Bieber rant, and also the LeBron James rant. The LeBron James rant got linked on Drudge, and clips of it actually got played on CNN. And the reason I get so angry during these rants is that you will see the public obsessed with every tiny nuance, hyperventilating over what Justin Bieber is doing, or where LeBron James is going to go bounce a basketball and throw it into a little hoop. But they don't care about the dollar being devalued, which is destroying their spending power and their future. They don't care about the executive branch grabbing and seizing power and launching wars without congressional approval. They don't care about the CIA caught over and over again shipping in narcotics, and then the police putting people in jail who are caught using drugs. They don't get upset about the Attorney General caught red-handed lying to Congress about directing the FBI, Justice Department, ATF to ship tens of thousands of high-powered firearms into Mexico so they could then blame the ensuing crime wave, because they gave them to drug cartels, on our Second Amendment. And they think you're so stupid now the Attorney General's come out and is announcing all this new gun control because of the violence and the guns they shipped in. That's how over the top they are, because they think you're stupid. Because people have been raised from birth to be obsessed with issues of little or no significance. And the father of modern propaganda and advertising, Edward Bernays, to be specific, wrote several books and bragged, going back more than 80 years ago, that they were by design dumbing down the media and training people to obsess on issues of little or no significance so that you wouldn't be concerned with the real world, so the social engineers could go on controlling our planet and changing our planet in a way that they saw fit. They are the map makers of our mind. They are controlling our destinies. They are misdirecting us. And so much of what people think of as daily life in this world today is nothing but a false Madison Avenue scripted fake identity, and that's why people are so depressed. That's why the IQs are dropping. That's why the test scores are dropping. That's why physically the sperm counts are dropping and cancer is exploding, because we live in a scientific dictatorship. We live in a false construct of total manipulation, and I'm calling the system out. The first clip, again, is the ridiculous LeBron James piece, and then we're going to get into my Justin Bieber, I know his name's Bieber, that's the joke, Bieber rant. Then we're going to go out to break and come back with something even more powerful. Stay with us. I give you the LeBron James Worship Fest. Societies don't change, whether it was the Roman Empire or Nazi Germany. The population is obsessed with sports and petty celebrities. And the United States is no different. MSNBC, the New York Times, they're all reporting that we are going into a depression, one of the greatest depressions in world history. And our decadent, slob-like public, and that's not everyone, but large percentages of the public, could care less. They're not involved in their communities. We've got 46 states on the verge of bankruptcy. The government's raising taxes on every level. The border with Mexico is collapsing. Mexico has collapsed. And the public doesn't care because the media has set the agenda. And they tell you to care about LeBron James and his decision. And he's playing into it and is going to announce his stupid decision. It doesn't matter what basketball team he goes to. This is a distraction by design. We have the governor of the state he's currently living in a bizarre "We Are LeBron, We Are the World" literal worship fest with hundreds of celebrities. This is sickening.
Hey, LeBron, we really need you. No bigger heart is gonna love you.
Imagine the Ohio governor begging and pleading on television and serenading LeBron James with hundreds of other celebrities when Ohio was one of the states slated to go completely bankrupt. We're going into a depression. They're about to launch World War III with Iran openly. Fox News is reporting as if it's a good thing in New York State and Illinois that troops have helped arrest thousands of citizens and are doing gun sweeps in people's homes and searching people's cars. We're going in to martial law. Offshore banks have overthrown the U.S. They've stolen tens of trillions of dollars, like we're some third world country they're looting. Everything's going to hell in a handbasket. So if you want to know why your children have no future, if you want to know why you're bankrupt, if you want to know why you're in debt, if you want to know why you have no future and have lost your job or are getting your pay cut, it's because your priorities are wrong. It's because you let that idiot box, the television, program you since the days that your mother and father set you in front of the TV for 12 hours a day in your crap-filled diapers. It's not too late to admit we're a sick, decadent, degenerate society crumbling. We are Rome. It's 410. We're about to collapse, ladies and gentlemen. I know you won't know. You know about LeBron James. You don't know 410 is when Rome completely fell to Alaric, the Visigoth leader. You better learn history. This is dangerous. Don't say you weren't warned. The globalist engineers, the globalist social engineers look at you and how pathetic you are and how the whole world is waiting to see where LeBron James goes. The social controllers look at you and see how you're obsessed with LeBron James, and they decide, we got a bunch of schmucks. We've got a bunch of idiots. We got a bunch of morons right where we want them. Let's destroy their society. Let's loot it. Let's pass carbon taxes. Let's expand NAFTA and GATT. Let's announce an end to the dollar as the global reserve currency. Do you know what that means? We've already lost almost all our industry. We're already in a depression. When they get rid of the dollar as the world reserve currency, your life as you know it is officially over. You're going to be a third world slave like they are in Mexico or Nigeria. And you know what? Those people down there at least know why they're slaves. You are so stupid and so focused on crap, you'll probably still be talking about Lindsay Lohan when you're living as a homeless person on the street. My friends, we've got to set our priorities and set them now. Liberty or tyranny. You've got to wake up and decide what is important to you. Saving our republic, stopping the globalist takeover, or knowing all the mindless trivia about LeBron James and Lindsay Lohan. There isn't much more time. I'm begging you to ask yourselves to look in the mirror and really realize how sick this is. It's not bad to like a basketball game, but it is mentally ill and sick to buy into this manufactured hype and to have government officials that should be working for the people sitting there in these disgusting media spectacles worshiping somebody. Our role models, our icons, the people that our children look up to and model themselves after are not inventors and scientists and trailblazers anymore. That's why America's gone from the greatest to the most pathetic in every statistical analysis you look at. And it's only getting worse. We still got a lot of great people in this country. But with Pete Rose and LeBron James and Michael Vick being our heroes, we're a joke. We're clowns. They've taken our heroes and our role models away. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been warned. And this whole LeBron James decision means absolutely nothing. This obsession with petty issues of little or no significance is the modern version of bread and circus. It is the opiate of the masses, and it's why we are dumbed down slaves with no future if we don't wake up. Look, when you realize how fake it all is, the football, the basketball, the Lady Gaga, the Justin Bieber, who gives you these carbon tax messages. They tell your kids they got to love Justin Bieber, and then Bieber says, hand in your guns, pass the Cybersecurity Act, and the police state's good, and then your children are turned into mindless vassals who now they look up to some twit instead of looking up to Thomas Jefferson or looking up to Nikola Tesla or looking up to Magellan. I mean, kids, Magellan's a lot cooler than Justin Bieber. He circumnavigated with one ship the entire planet. He was killed by wild natives before they got back to Portugal, and when they got back, there was only like 11 people alive of the 200-and-something crew, and the entire ship was rotting down to the waterline. That's destiny. That's will. That's striving. That's being a trailblazer and explorer. Going into space, mathematics, quantum mechanics, the secrets of the universe. It's all there. Life is fiery with its beauty, its incredible detail.